The SEC really has kind of stepped in more recently, and they've called Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities, which is a good thing, right? And it seems as if things are starting to move in the direction that are going to be protecting consumers from these scams and whatnot. What do you feel, in your eyes, how the SEC has been helping crypto or not helping crypto, so that people understand that a little better?
Canada had a very good model for it, where they held a bunch of different hearings. They were trying to really understand what is Bitcoin, how is it going to affect our financial system. The US followed that model in some form or fashion, and it has left it alone for the large part to let it at least evolve enough to the point where we are now. They are going to come out with more regulation. It's bound to happen. It has to happen, especially with crypto going so parabolic and then coming back down and people losing so much money. What happens in that instance? They want to blame someone.
I'm not crazy about all of their stuff, but I was impressed that they were able to put together a sample website of an ICO project that is actually a fraud, and it runs through all the different things you can look for, like look out for celebrity endorsements. Those can sometimes be a bad sign.
So far the regulations have been cautiously optimistic. They've been okay, but we need more clarity right now.
What kind of clarity would you like to see?
I'd like to see like a firm and clear lines over like how ICOs can be done, what's a security, what's not a security, how these companies can do these raises. I want to see clarity in that respect.
You can't play the game without the rules of engagement. So you have to have some light touch rules just to allow it to be done safely, to prevent fraud. So I think a little bit of light-handed regulation is essential. And I think our government, to be honest, has done a very good job in not coming in swinging a machete, in that understanding that this is going to be the future of capital formation. And they do not want it to it's going to happen, whether it happens here or offshore. So they don't want that capital formation to happen away from our shores where they don't have control. Yeah. Imagine if the internet happened and it was started in China or Russia. We'd live in a very different world.
And if an investor or a newbie investor came to you and said that they didn't want to wait for those regulations, do you say that's okay to do? Or do you recommend them still trying to get into crypto even though it's not completely regulated yet?
Yep. I do.
Why is that?
If you wait for everyone else, then you're not gonna be a pioneer. You're not gonna be getting the best deal. You're not gonna be like the person who does really well. It's like I said earlier, when everyone else is fearful and nervous is when you should be getting into something.